Now, I have a question for you today, and the question is this. Would you like to learn how to get high? Now, hear me out, watch all the way to the end. It's not the type of high I'm sure that you're thinking of when I relate to that, but I'm going to talk to you about a concept called pay it forward, which I know you've heard of this before, right? So here's how the scenario goes. So you do something good for somebody, they feel great because of it, they pay it forward, and they do something good for somebody else who makes them feel good, and then they do something else for someone, and that goes on and on and on. So a great example of that is, say, at the drive-thru at Starbucks. I'm sure you've had this experience before where someone pays for your drink behind you, and then it goes on and on and on. I've spoken to a few baristas at our local Starbucks, and they said sometimes it can be a couple cars, or I think one of them actually told me that the record was it went on for like 2 hours. Isn't that amazing? So, it feels good for us to do good, doesn't it? And that could be whether it's a stranger, so someone who's behind you in the drive-thru at Starbucks, or it could be a loved one, your spouse, your kids, a family friend, maybe someone that, just kind of needs a little bit of a pick-me-up or going through a rough time. But does it go further than that? Is it just that we feel good and then we want to do good, or is there actually a science behind that? So I'm going to talk to you about something which is called helper's high. So this is a real phenomenon, and here's what they've actually found with it. That when we help people, when we do good for somebody else, that actually produces endorphins in our body that has a similar feeling as if we were taking morphine. So we feel high, we feel amazing. This feeling can last that day, depending on what it is, it can last for a few days after that. So pretty cool. So here's what the statistics have shown on, say, just a simple concept of volunteering. Okay, so a very easy way, obviously, to give back is through doing volunteer work, whatever that might mean for you. And so in the research studies, they've actually found that those that volunteer actually have a 44% less chance of dying before their time compared to those who don't volunteer. So probably didn't know this, that by actually giving back to others, by paying it forward, by helping volunteering, that we actually live longer, and they've even found healthier lives as well then too. So here's some more research with that. So people that actually do volunteer, this is some amazing stuff too. They actually feel less aches and pains in their body. They have more energy. They not only are healthier then too, and that even rules out factors like whether they're male or female, family history, whether they're a smoker, how they exercise. They've actually found that when you volunteer, that it actually makes you healthier than if you were to exercise 4 times a week or go to church. And there's been a lot of research too that connects spirituality to being a healthier person. So pretty amazing stuff, hey? And here's the thing, it doesn't stop with adults. They've done a lot of research into how this can actually affect kids and teens. And if you're a parent, as I'm a parent of 2 young boys, little ones right now, but they will be older at some point. But I think not only a great way for us to role model as parents giving back, but to really know how this affects our kids. So teens, they've actually found that, say, their primary motive for doing some things they do in their life is to help other people, are actually 3 times happier than those who aren't. How that's measured, I don't really know, but they're happier kids. They found that they are less likely to do any types of high-risk behaviors, which produce outcomes like teen pregnancy, substance abuse, not doing well within school. So in the teens that also give back, they noted that they have a higher level of self-esteem. They feel more energy. They are just more confident kids overall than too. So again, we can take a look at how that actually the science shows about volunteering and paying it forward and giving it back. But I think even cooler that there's a built-in physiology to us helping others. To me, I see then too the physiology, the biology built into us as human beings for giving back. Because look what happens, it produces endorphins and helps us to actually feel better about ourselves and about our lives and makes us healthier. So I think pretty cool, amazing stuff. So I would love to hear from you. You can post at the comments of this blog. You can connect with me on Facebook, on Twitter. You can email. I'll put my private email in there as well too, of how either maybe something you do on a regular basis or just a random act of kindness, paying it forward, helping out a friend, what you really experienced from that. Because I know that we give and we'll say, no, I'm not doing it for me. And we're not, most of us, when we do these things. There's no kind of ulterior motive outside of, I just want to be kind to someone today, for a reason or just unconditionally. But I want you to really understand that there is a huge gain, benefit, value that we actually get when we do that. And the science actually shows us, and our bodies are wired that way to do so. So again, love to hear about how you helping someone else, paying it forward has really affected you. I think the more that we hear from each other and share stories, the more we can inspire each other to be really, truly amazing. So with that, have an awesome, awesome day, and I will talk to you next week.